I shouldn't be making videos about Church of England primary schools teaching our children inappropriate ideologies. But they're doing it, so I have to. Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Rev Dan. I'm a vicar in the Church of England. People, there is a big problem with our Church of England schools. I'm speaking about Church of England schools because I am a vicar in the Church of England, and the Church of England should be helping Church of England schools to teach about the Bible, the good news of the Bible, that there are no divisions, that marriage is a good thing between man and woman, the promotion of family and those values, how we live in the world with good Christian values. But we're not. The world is coming in with the ideologies that are being taught, not just here in the UK, but they're coming over from the States now. So over the past few weeks, I have been speaking about gender ideology taught in secondary and primary schools, pride celebrated in primary schools, and also children self-declaring what they want to be when they're at school, but parents not knowing. And now we're going down the racism card with Black Lives Matter and George Floyd coming over here and being taught in Church of England primary schools. Why, when the Bible teaches that we're all made in the image of Christ, we are all equal to each other, and that brings unity, and this only brings division. By the way, subscribe to the channel. Want to get more subscribers than the Church of England, and like this video and also share it. So the stories in a lot of the major newspapers. I've taken this from the Daily Mail, where the headline reads, how Church of England schools are teaching pyramid of white supremacy theory in schools, which tells children that not confronting racism can lead to genocide. In the subheading it says, document compiled for teachers by the Diocese of St Edmundsbury and Ipswich. And the diocese controls 87 schools in the region, and all but 2 are primary. So 85 primary schools are getting taught this. So the pyramid of white supremacy, which is being taught, remember, to 4 to 11 year olds, starts off at the bottom with the broad base, which they would probably say all of us are in if we're white. Says that there's indifference, that there are two sides to every story and different beliefs, and avoiding confrontation, and it goes all the way up to the very few that will commit mass murder. And other parts they're being taught in this is this traffic light system. Green is walk away, anti-racist, don't get involved in it, walk away in the other direction. Amber, passive racism, you're going with the system. If you do nothing, you're going through with the system. And active racism is using our privilege, our white privilege that we have. And then this as well, and you see it's copyrighted by the diocese. White people on the scale are higher than people of colour. Now, is this what people of colour? Is this Indian, Asian, Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese? Is this African as well? Nigeria, Chad? What do we mean by people of colour? There's many different peoples of colour around the world, or are they speaking about what we think that they mean, and it's just people of colour? So that is of black descent. And then how does racism work towards the other people? If we have a white privilege, how do we look down if they're telling us on those other people? It's not very clear in this. I'm sure it's explained in the document. So reacting to this document, Marcus Walker, who is a rector of St Bartholomew the Great in London, said the enthusiasm with some of the Church of England are diving into the culture war is profoundly depressing. Children are not there to be indoctrinated. They're not there to be indoctrinated, of course. They're there to be taught. Remember, this is primary schools. Gavin Assington, who used to be a priest in the Church of England, but now he's gone to the Roman Catholic Church, said, Christians, by definition, are committed to loving their neighbour, a powerful antidote to racism. Absolutely. Beyond that, the Church does not believe in making children or adults feel guilty for collective social failures. Guilt is restricted to personal choices only. A A church school should not be indoctrinating children in political and racial guilt they are innocent of. It should be teaching the powerful and renewing ethics of love and personal forgiveness found in the teaching of Jesus. What happened in the past is unfortunate and is a sad part of our history, but we can only learn from that, and we can move on as Christians and teaching in our Church of England schools the power of love and forgiveness in the Bible, and the power of seeing that each one of us is made in the image of God. And though we might look differently, act differently, talk differently, have different hair colour, skin colour, eye colour, whatever it may be, that we are all equally valued in the eyes of God, and that means to each other. But going against that teaching in the document, it urges teachers to not to simplify the message to we are all equal, as if racism were a thing of the past and fully resolved. This can lead children and young people to conclude that the inequalities they do see are earned or justified in some way. Without adults, children often fill in the data gaps themselves, and they don't always use reliable sources. Again, as I just said, what has happened in the past is very unfortunate, but we have to learn from the mistakes of the past. And the reliable document that we can use for a good, sustainable future in how we treat each other is the Bible. But unfortunately, they don't see that as a reliable document, and they don't use it. Nigel Genders, who is the Church of England Chief Educational Officer, said the Church of England is committed to addressing racial injustice, and we encourage children in our schools to be courageous advocates for equality and to challenge prejudice without political partiality. Our aim is to resource and lead learning experiences for all children which consistently and intentionally celebrate equity, diversity, belonging, inclusion and justice at every opportunity, and to ensure that staff and children can flourish irrespectively of ethnicity. At primary school, do you think this is deeply ingrained? Do you think children see that, or by teaching this stuff that we're actually put it in children's head and we're the ones who are going to divide? And when we're pointing out differences and making it an issue instead of welcoming them for who they are, and then affirming that, again, do I have to say it again? Yes, I will. That we're all made in the image of God. It's so disappointing how a diocese in the Church of England, in control of 87 schools, 85 of them primary schools, are teaching contested political beliefs. And where there is racism, it can be combated with the good news that we love our neighbours as ourselves, we treat each other equally. Because, do I need to say it again? I think you got it.